Meet Ryan. He's 28, works in software support in Austin, makes about $58,000 a year. Not bad, not great, somewhere in the middle. Every week, Ryan spends about $40 without even thinking about it. DoorDash on Tuesday, happy hour on Thursday, some random thing on Amazon he forgets about by Sunday. By Monday morning, that $40 is gone. Nothing to show for it, just receipts. Now here's what Ryan doesn't know yet. That same $40 a week, the money that vanishes every 7 days, could quietly build him a tax-free income stream inside a Roth IRA. We're talking 5 Fidelity index funds, no financial advisor, no complicated strategy, just $40 every Friday on autopilot. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 5 funds to buy, how to set it up inside a Fidelity Roth IRA, and the real year-by-year math that shows how this can grow into income that replaces a full-time paycheck, tax-free. But here's what most investing videos won't tell you. $40 a week isn't the number that does the heavy lifting. There's a second number hiding inside this strategy, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always check with a qualified professional. Let's start with the first question nobody asks. The paycheck you think you earn. How much do you actually make? Not the number on your offer letter, not the number on your LinkedIn profile, the real number, the one that hits your bank account after everyone else takes their cut. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, first quarter of 2026, the median full-time worker in the U.S. earns about $1,235 a week. That's roughly $64,200 a year before anything comes out. Sounds decent, but watch what happens next. Federal income tax takes a chunk, then state tax, then FICA, that's the 7.65% that funds Social Security and Medicare, then health insurance, maybe a 401k contribution. By the time all of that comes out, a person earning $60,000 takes home somewhere between $43,000 and $49,000, depends on the state. In California, it's closer to $43,700. In Texas, no state income tax, it's closer to $49,400. Either way, you're losing 20 to 28% of your paycheck before you buy groceries. Now, think about this. $54,000 coming out of a Roth IRA. 0 taxes. Not a dollar goes to the IRS. Not federal, not state, not FICA. What you see is what you keep. That $54,000 in tax-free Roth income is the same as earning about $70,000 at a regular job. Because at $70K gross, after all the taxes come out, you'd take home roughly the same amount. So the goal here isn't to match your paycheck. It's to beat it by keeping every single dollar. The Roth IRA is how you do that. But most people don't understand how it actually works, and there's a catch that could lock you out if you're not paying attention. Let me explain. The Roth IRA, your tax-free vault. Think of a Roth IRA like a vault with a very special rule. You put money in after you've already paid taxes on it. That's the price of entry. But once money is inside the vault, everything that happens, every dollar of growth, every dividend, every penny of profit belongs to you, tax-free forever. When you pull the money out in retirement, the IRS can't touch it. Here's the rule that makes it work. Your earnings come out tax-free and penalty-free once 2 conditions are met. You're at least 59.5 years old, and the account has been open for at least 5 years. That's it. Meet those 2 conditions and everything is yours. But here's something a lot of people don't know. Your contributions, the actual dollars you put in, you can pull those out anytime. No penalty, no tax, no waiting. It's your money. You already paid tax on it before it went in. Now let's talk about the limits. For 2026, the IRS lets you contribute up to $7,500 if you're under 50. If you're 50 or older, the limit jumps to $8,600. That's per year. There's also an income limit. If you're single and your modified adjusted gross income is between $153,000 and $168,000, your contribution gets phased down. Over $168,000, you can't contribute directly. For married couples filing jointly, the phase-out range is $242,000 to $252,000. If you earn more than those limits, there's something called a backdoor Roth IRA that can still get you in, but that's a topic for another video. Now here's why this matters for the $40 strategy. $40 a week is $2,080 a year. That's only 28% of the $7,500 limit, which means you're not even close to maxing out. You've got room, a lot of room, and that room is where the magic happens later. One more thing about Fidelity specifically. A Roth IRA at Fidelity has 0 account minimum, 0 account fees, 0 commissions on the funds we're going to use. You can set up automatic weekly investments straight from your bank account, and Fidelity supports fractional shares, so every dollar gets invested. Nothing sits on the sideline. You can open one in about 10 minutes from your phone. So the vault is ready. Now let's fill it. 5 funds. Each one has a specific job, and the combination matters more than any single pick. The 5 funds, your whole market portfolio. Here's the mistake most people make. They pick one fund, usually the S&P 500, and call it a portfolio. That's like building a house with one wall. It looks fine until the wind blows from a different direction. A real portfolio covers the whole market, big companies and small ones, U.S. companies and international ones, developed economies and emerging ones. That's what these 5 funds do. Let me walk you through each one. Fund number 1 is FXAIX, the Fidelity 500 Index Fund. This is your backbone. It tracks the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in the U.S., Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, names you already know. The expense ratio is 0.015%. That means for every $10,000 invested, you pay $1.50 a year in fees. It returns roughly 10 to 11% a year over the long run. This fund's job is to grow the pile. It does that job very well. Give it 40% of your money. Fund number 2 is FSMDX, the Fidelity Mid-Cap Index Fund. Mid-cap means companies worth between $10 and $50 billion. They're big enough to survive a recession, small enough to still double in value. The expense ratio is 0.025%. This is where tomorrow's blue chips live. Give it 15%. Fund number 3 is FSSNX, the Fidelity Small Cap Index Fund. These are the youngest, fastest-growing companies in the U.S. Higher risk? Yes, but over 30 years, small caps have been some of the best performers in market history. Expense ratio? 0.025%. Give it 10%. Fund number 4 is FTIHX, the Fidelity Total International Index Fund. This one covers every stock market outside the United States: Japan, UK, Germany, India, Taiwan, Brazil, over 5,000 companies across 40-plus countries. Expense ratio, 0.06%. And here's what matters. This fund pays a higher dividend yield than any of the U.S. funds, about 2.4%. This is your income engine and your diversification insurance at the same time. Give it 25%. Fund number 5 is FPADX, the Fidelity Emerging Markets Index Fund. This is your bet on the fastest growing economies on Earth: India, China, Vietnam, Southeast Asia. Expense ratio, 0.08%. More volatile, but over 30 years, emerging markets have produced some of the biggest wealth gains in history. From 2000 to 2009, while the U.S. market went nowhere, emerging markets nearly doubled. Give this one 10%. Now, a word about honesty, because this matters. If you've watched other videos about Fidelity Index Fund portfolios, you might have seen different fund names recommended. Funds like FSGEX or so-called SAI funds. They look great on paper, but here's the problem. When you actually go to Fidelity to buy them inside your Roth IRA, you can't. They're restricted. Fidelity built them for internal use inside their own managed portfolios. They're not available to regular investors. Every single fund in this portfolio, all 5, you can buy today in your own Fidelity Roth IRA. I've verified it. You might also wonder, why not 3 international funds? Because FTIHI already holds everything a developed markets fund and an emerging markets fund would hold. Stacking all three means you own the same companies twice. It makes rebalancing harder and doesn't give you anything extra. One total international fund plus one emerging markets overweight gives you full global coverage without the mess. So that's your blended expense ratio across all 5 funds, about $4 a year for every $10,000 invested. That's less than a single DoorDash order. Before I show you the year-by-year math, drop a comment right now. Have you already opened a Roth IRA, or is this the push you needed to start one? I read every single comment. Now let's get to the numbers, because there are actually 2 paths forward, and the difference between them is hundreds of thousands of dollars. The real math. 2 paths, 1 decision. Here's where I'm going to be more honest with you than most investing videos. $40 a week invested for 30 years at an average return of 8% per year grows to about $245,000. You put in $62,400 of your own money. The market adds roughly $182,000 on top. That's real wealth. That's meaningful. But let's be straight. $245,000 at a 2.5% dividend yield pays you about $6,100 a year. That's $500 a month. Good money, helpful money, but not a salary replacement. So does the title of this video lie? No, because 40 a week is not the ending point, it's the starting line. Remember the second number I mentioned at the beginning? The one hiding inside this strategy? It's $7,500, the Roth IRA limit. Here's how it works in real life. Ryan starts at 25. He earns $45,000. He invests $40 a week, $2,080 a year. That's what he can afford right now. At 28, he gets a raise to $55,000. He bumps his investment to $60 a week, $3,120 a year. At 30, another raise, $62,000. He bumps to $90 a week, $4,680 a year. At 33, he's earning $70,000. He maxes out his Roth at $144 a week. That's the full $7,500 a year, and he keeps it there. The key is this. Every time his paycheck grows, he grows his contribution, not his spending, his contribution. That's the discipline that separates people who build wealth from people who just earn a living. Now, watch what happens. At $40 a week forever, by age 55, Ryan has about $245,000. But with the scale up starting at 40 and gradually hitting the max, by age 55, Ryan has about $640,000. Same starting point, radically different destination. And if he keeps going 5 more years to age 60, his Roth IRA grows to roughly $980,000, $1 million Roth. At a 3.5% yield with 30-plus years of dividend growth, that portfolio generates somewhere between $34,000 and $40,000 a year, tax-free. And if he uses a combined strategy, taking dividends plus selectively selling 2 to 3% of his portfolio, he's in the range of $49,000 to $54,000 a year, every dollar tax-free. That's more take-home than most people earn from a full-time job. And it started with $40 a week. That's not a trick, that's math, the kind that rewards you for starting early and scaling up over time. But here's the thing, most people won't do this, not because they can't, because they believe something that isn't true. And it's the most expensive lie in personal finance. The most expensive myth in investing. Here's the myth, I'll start investing when I have more money. It sounds responsible, it sounds like a plan, but it's not a plan, it's a delay. And delays in investing don't cost you dollars, they cost you decades of compounding. Here's the truth. Let me show you what 5 years of waiting actually costs. Ryan A. starts at 25, follows the scale-up plan. By age 60, he has about $980,000. Ryan B. does everything exactly the same but starts at 30, 5 years later. Same contribution increases, same funds, same discipline. By 60, he has about $590,000. The difference? $390,000. Ryan B. didn't skip $10,400 in contributions. He skipped $390,000 in compounding. 5 years of waiting cost him almost $400,000. That's not a rounding error. That's a house. That's 10 years of tax-free income. Gone because he said, I'll start next year. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what about market crashes? What if I invest and the market drops 40%? Fair question. Let me answer it directly. The S&P 500 has dropped 30% or more about once every decade. The 2008 financial crisis, the 2020 COVID crash, the 2022 pullback. These are scary moments, real scary. But here's what actually happens when you invest $40 a week during a crash. You buy more shares for less money every single week. The price goes down, but your contribution stays the same, so you're picking up shares at a discount that other people are panic selling. In 2020, the market dropped 34% in 5 weeks. It recovered in 5 months. Investors who kept their $40 weekly contribution going through that crash, they bought some of the cheapest shares of their lifetime, and those shares are now worth more than anything they bought before the crash. Over any 30-year window in market history, the average annual return of the S&P 500 has been about 10%. That average already includes every crash, every correction, every scary headline. The long-term math works not in spite of the crashes, but through them. The only investors who lose in a 30-year window are the ones who stop. The best time to plant was 5 years ago. The second best time is this Friday, with $40 and a Fidelity Roth IRA. The paycheck you never clock in for. Let me paint the picture, because this is what it looks like on the other side. Ryan is 57 now. He's been investing since he was 25, started with $40 a week, scaled up over the years, maxed out his Roth by his early 30s. His Roth IRA is now worth just under $1 million. Every month, tax-free income lands in his account, dividends from 10,000-plus companies across 40 countries. He didn't pick stocks, he didn't time the market, he didn't hire an expensive advisor. He just showed up every week for 32 years. His total contributions over those 32 years, about $195,000. The market gave him roughly $785,000 on top of that, and his tax bill on the entire thing? $0. Every dollar is his. His coworkers are still clocking in. Ryan clocks in if he wants to, not because he has to. That's the difference. And here's the thing. Ryan didn't earn a crazy salary. He didn't get an inheritance. He didn't build a startup. He just made one small decision at 25 and never stopped. So, here's your action plan. 5 steps. Step 1. Open a Fidelity Roth IRA. It costs nothing and takes about 10 minutes. Step 2. Set up an automatic transfer of $40 a week from your bank account. Step 3. Split it across the 5 funds. 40% FXAIX, 15% FSMDX, 10% FSSNX, 25% FTIHX, 10% FPADX. Step 4. Every time you get a raise, increase the contribution, not your spending. Work your way toward the $7,500 Roth IRA max. Step 5. Don't touch it. Don't check it every day. Don't panic when it drops. Let the math do what math does. That's it. No secret, no trick, just consistency and time. If you know someone in their 20s or 30s who's still saying, "I'll start investing later," send them this video right now. It might be the most valuable link you ever share. Now, tell me in the comments, what's your $40? What's that one weekly expense you'd be willing to redirect into your Roth IRA? I want to hear it. I read every single one. If you want to build real income, the kind no boss can take away, subscribe to this channel. Every video gives you the exact strategy, the exact funds, and the exact math. No hype, no fluff, just the plan. And if you want to see how to pick the right ETFs for your Roth IRA based on your specific age and risk tolerance, that video is coming next. Don't miss it.